Oh, morning guys, how are we doing? I'm just at the office, so we're going to get in and then get ready for the day ahead. Let's go. Right, so let me take you through the daily narrative for what I'm looking at for the rest of today. So, when we take a look at this, we can see that from a news perspective, we've got unemployment claims at 130 for the USD, so I do need to be aware of that. Just from past experience of being a bit naive in the past, I have been caught out a couple of times on that. So, through experience, that is something that I really do pay attention to now. Then from a technical perspective, what do we have? So euro dollar looking for continuation of bearish pressure. The reason being is I was anticipating a bigger daily pullback. We've actually had that, so we swept the previous high to the left. Then we saw that elephant stepping in the pull to the downside, corrected pullback into the OB, looking for continuation of shorts now. And then from a lower time frame perspective on the 1 hour as well, we have, you can see this overall phase has been very corrective, even from a bullish standpoint. So the fact we did that and then we collapsed to the downside with the elephant stepping in the pool, this just gave me the indication that, right, we could see that sell off and then we see that pullback, looking for shorts. Personally for me, I'm not already in this trade right now, but what I will be looking at is pullbacks to sweep this previous high. If I just zoom in on that. Pullbacks to sweep this previous high, and if we see that tap in, then I'll be looking for further downside, so that would be absolutely perfect. Dollar Swiss is in a key daily area, so looking for potential buys. The only downside to Dollar Swiss right now is it's literally like trying to catch a falling knife, so I'm not really interested in doing that. I'm happy waiting on the sidelines, even with the confirmation that euro dollar is moving to the downside. The inverse correlation of dollar Swiss likely moving higher. Sometimes you can get a lag between pairs, so sometimes dollar Swiss can really lag behind euro dollar and vice versa. So what I'm waiting for is wait for a clear shift in market structure internally here, pull back into discount for then higher prices. But for me, this has got at least a day or so, and it may even form next week. I'm not really looking for buys. This is where the bloodbath tends to take place. Then on pound yen, my favorite pair. Daily perspective, we've tapped into the extreme of this, pushed higher, start to shift to the upside now, pull back into the daily OB, and even from a daily bias standpoint, things still looking very much bullish. And I was pinpointing this to the members. This is what happened in July. Now, history rhymes and it doesn't always repeat, but once again, this same patterns could still play out. If it doesn't, so be it, but it's something to be aware of based on the nature of how this formed. Then from a lower time frame standpoint, we are starting to initiate to the upside following the sweep of previous daily low and weekly low, tapped into 50% of this wick, and then coming into the day from a daily cycle perspective, everything we need to then take this higher. So that's really what I'm looking for. I will keep you updated as things do develop, and we'll see if we get any trades. Right, so we got a little check-in just to start the day. So I've just marked out the news events that are happening later today. So we've got unemployment claims, we have got a speech later on as well, and then I've got screenshots. So I usually take screenshots of the daily and the 1 hour to pinpoint daily directional bias with H1 narrative, essentially, make sure they're aligned. And I've got euro dollar, dollar Swiss, and then I've got, last but not least, pound yen. Then just done a morning forecast and a mental game check-in. So I've just put like, feel good, feel focused. This is just to basically bring that awareness to myself to make sure I'm in the right state to be performing well. And if there's any external pressures I should be aware of as well. So that's pretty much done. Let's take a look at London to see how that develops, and then we'll go from there. It is 11:15. Seem to have got into the habit since coming off the detox of going out for breakfast and just enjoying healthy food. So I'm going to go and find a little local place, get some smashed avocado, eggs, and then, yeah, absolutely beautiful. The amount of times I've had that since the calendar's gone has been mad, but just enjoying food, and then I'm going to grab some more food, cook this later at the office, and then I'm pretty much sorted for the rest of the day. Anyway, update on the markets. Haven't taken any trades so far. Euro dollar is taking a bit more time. Dollar Swiss I'm not even looking at today because it's like catching a falling knife. And what I have noticed before as well is that even though euro dollar's moving to the downside, you would expect dollar Swiss to then move higher. However, sometimes you can get a lagging pair. So euro dollar could move lower this week, and then a few days later, that's when dollar Swiss starts to move, or even a week or two later. And we've seen that with dollar Swiss recently, where it's been ahead of euro dollar. So that's the reason why I'm kind of not looking at dollar Swiss right now. Got my eyes on pound yen as well, but it needs a bit more time. Let's see how things shape up. But I'm gonna go and grab some food because I'm starving, and we have this beautiful UK weather. Look at that.
Could you not just like,
Right, so I just got finished up with the farm shop. So I mentioned this in the last video. And going to like an organic farm shop, and I'd much rather support these people. Like, they're organic, they're preaching the right message. They believe in the same as me in terms of like food is the medicine. So I picked up 2 organic steaks, which is going to be... What is that noise from the car? Do you hear that? Anyway, picked up 2 ribeye steaks, which are beautiful. And then they gave me a pumpkin spice latte on the house, which was amazing as well. Just great people, great message, and I love supporting local businesses that preach the right message. So yeah, gonna go back to the office. Euro dollar is developing a little bit, so it's 12.44. I've been quite a while, to be honest. I've been longer than I thought, but just been doing a few things. I'm gonna get back to the office, see how euro dollar is developing, because there is a potential short coming into New York. So this is the other tab, so I've not got the markings drawn in, but you can see from this morning's narrative, price is starting to pull back. Let me just turn the brightness down just in case you can't see it. Prices start to pull back on the 1 hour chart, so if we get a New York reversal, then I will be looking for potential shorts. So we'll see how that develops, but just gonna grab some last things, go to the office and get cracking. Right, whilst we're waiting for the markets to shape up, I want to answer a question which I got on the Envision Discord, which was a great question actually. So I thought I'd cover this. The question is this: when someone wants to be a full-time trader, how does he make the transition from the mentality of an employee to the mentality of a professional trader? Now, you hear this term thrown around a little bit, so I'm going to break it down in terms of what applicable steps to take. So you need to be treating it as a business. So what does that actually look like? It means showing up to do the day-to-day work. It means showing up on time, whether you trade London, New York for the entire day, whatever it may be, showing up consistently day to day, ready to do the work, ready to be prepared. Remember, trading is a performance game. You should be looking up to someone like Kobe Bryant or someone at the top of their game in sports, because a sport-based game is correlated so highly to trading. The consistency, the discipline, the work ethic, it all ties in. So if you can show up daily and really put that work in and make sure you prepare for the markets that day, and ideally you should be doing a quick scan of the markets, if not a full in-depth review of the markets the night before, to make sure you're fully prepared as well. And in terms of any trades that you take, realize trades that you take are transactions of the business. Therefore, you want to be tracking it from a profit and loss standpoint, and you want to be tracking it in terms of the trade idea itself. So I would personally have a spreadsheet where you track profit, loss, strike rate, win rate, all those kind of in detail metrics. And then I'd also have like a Notion template or something like that, where you track the trade idea in a lot more detail from a technical analysis point of view and psychology. So dig into why you took the trade in general, your psychology when you're actually managing the trade or executing it, how did you manage the trade, any lessons learned. The two aspects of ASR is that spreadsheet and then Notion template or something similar. Then from there, just realize that as an employee, you get paid a lot of the time, well, most of you will, based on the hours that you put in. Therefore, if you work 9 to 5, you will get paid based on the fact that you do 9 to 5, maybe a bonus in there. It's very different based on how you get paid. From the markets, you are not paid every day. You could take 10 trades for that month, and 5 of those or 6 of those could actually play out to be winning trades, and over the course of the month you're going to have profit and loss. So it's very different. You don't get paid based on an hourly rate. So realize the fact that hours on the right things in the correct work, in terms of doing smart work, is very important for trading and the back end of the business. But also realize that if you're sat there all day on the charts waiting to take a trade, that's not going to benefit you in any way. You may as well get up, go do something else, go work on another business, go and work on the back end of trading, whatever it may be. Use your time correctly and don't be spending too much time on live markets, because usually for me, if I look at the markets, I can tell whether something's going to shape up within the next session, within the next day. So that's how it should be. Also realize as well, you are not going to be paid a set monthly wage as well. So realize that you could have 3 months in a quarter. One of those months could be a 13% month. The next month could be a 2% profit month. The third month could be a minus 2% drawdown month. So over the course of the quarter, it's going to equal out, it's going to balance out. But to think that you're going to get 10% every month is not really how the markets work. So please bear that in mind. And apart from that, just be your own boss as well. Like when people transition to full-time, I had a bit of this as well. You kind of have this freedom mentality where you're like, I can literally do anything now. I've got the freedom. This is what I've been working towards. But realize now you have to keep yourself accountable, because if you don't, you will slack off. If you don't, you will end up in a rut where you're just doing the same day-to-day stuff, and you will slack on the work ethic side. So you need to keep yourself accountable. Even if you don't have a boss, you have to become the boss. As a trader, people don't talk about this enough. You are doing multiple roles. In a business, in an organization, you have marketing, you have HR, you have admin, you have finance. In trading, you are doing all of that. Yes, you may not have marketing in trading or something like that, but you're doing the admin side of things. You're doing the finance side of things. You are doing all the different aspects to improve yourself as a trader. So you almost have to put yourself in different roles for different parts of the business to improve the overall business. So that's the way I treat it. But like I said, you have to become the boss. You can't just slack off and think, I don't have a boss anymore. Yes, you do. You're the boss. You need to show up more than ever. You need to show up now more than ever, and you need to put in the work, and you need to perform well. Trading is a performance-based game. It's not a game where you show up for a certain amount of hours and you get paid on that. It's not that. It's a performance-based game, and you have to treat it like that. But solid question. Hope that answers it. That's my perspective. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Right, we are coming into the end of New York Open kill zone, so I just wanted to talk about the positions. So no trades taken today, as of yet anyway, and we are coming into the back end of the session. Once again, it's just one of them. It's a part of trading, to be honest. I think you kind of get used to it in time that, right, a trade's going to form today or a trade's not going to form today. So be it. Like the narrative on this played out to perfection. We've tapped into this area. Still looking for potential shorts, but I've got around about 15 minutes, which I don't think will develop. Can I keep my eyes on it? But once again, you can't force the markets. You got to let the market come to you. And then the second one was pound yen. Now this narrative has been spot on, so it's good to see once again the direction playing out as to perfection, as anticipated, which is perfect. So obviously looking for higher prices. As we move down into the 1 hour and the 4 hour, we came back down, tapped into the 50% of this big, large wick here before then moving to the upside. London swept Asia, and then this was perfect for higher prices. Now, still looking for potential entries here, but once again, we are coming into the back end of the session, so I don't think this will develop in time personally, but we'll see how things develop. You can never write something off, but yeah, slightly annoying when something, the narrative is correct, but you just don't get an entry. But once again, in time, you get used to this. It's a part of the game. So yeah, I'm going to be waiting for a little bit, and then at some point soon, I'm then going to hit the gym, and then I'm going to go like to sauna, and then just ease off for the night after that, I think. So that's the plan.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, Baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?